Welcome back everyone to your stimulus check update for today, and in this update specifically, I essentially want to take a moment to reflect. And while this is a time of struggle and hardship for so many, you should be thankful the fact that you are even receiving a stimulus check. And we're going to be taking a look essentially at a profile story of someone that is homeless and why it's very difficult for the homeless to receive stimulus checks. So hopefully this will enlighten you, and hopefully you'll be able to see the glass half full as opposed to half empty during these times. So let's get started and dive right in. But before we do, as always, you know the drill. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Click that big red button. You're not going to miss a beat. The news is constantly changing and all updates can be found right here on this channel. So make sure you are subscribed. Also click that notification bell as well. That will notify you when I do post a brand new video. And if you have been enjoying my content, if you're not a new face here, make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up, smash the like button. I would greatly appreciate that. Just to help with that YouTube algorithm, so it does support me and my channel. So if you do those few things for me, and we can get started. So absolutely, there are certainly problems and issues and delays going on in regards to people receiving their stimulus checks, more particularly people on federal benefits and the delay that was caused with that. But for people that are homeless, it is in fact extremely hard for these people to be able to obtain one of these economic impact payments. For most people, it might arrive in their bank accounts when they don't even expect it. In fact, the first and second and now the third stimulus check arrive like magic. But for people that are homeless or live in homeless shelters and have no address, it is not easy for them to receive these payments. Imagine not having a bank account, an address, a phone number, any identification. This would make it very tough for you to receive a stimulus check. Sure, you qualify for one, you may make well under the income thresholds that are necessary to receive one, but it could become very arduous, especially for someone that does not have any of the aforementioned things. In fact, the New York Times did a case study, a profile story of a man by the name of Charlie Velez, and yes, he absolutely 100% qualifies for all three stimulus checks, but it could become very complex when you do not have an address. So by reading a story like this, I would hope and imagine that it makes you more cheerful about even being able to receive a stimulus check, because even people that qualify for one and are eligible for one cannot get one. So let's take a look at this story and we'll learn about this man. So Charlie sits on a milk crate outside the Grand Street subway station on the Lower East Side, and last month he was clinking 65 cents in a paper cup, and he's 0 for 3 on stimulus checks, meaning he has not received any of the three payments. He said, quote, "I didn't know the process." Mr. Velez, who was born in Brooklyn 58 years ago, he appears to qualify and could still collect all three payments, totaling $3,200 if he filed a 2020 tax return. But according to the New York Times and this story, he has not filed tax returns in years. In fact, the closest he gets to the banking system is when he sleeps inside of an ATM vestibule on Delancey Street. And he said that although outreach workers occasionally approached him to offer help, when it came to stimulus, quote, "no one has mentioned it to me." Now, just about anyone with a pulse, a social security number, as long as they're not someone else's dependent under the first two rounds at least, and their AGI is under $75,000 annually, they are entitled to stimulus. But some of the people who would benefit from most of the money are having the hardest time getting their hands on it. According to a lawyer for the Legal Aid Society's Homeless Rights Project, Beth Hoffmeister, she had said, quote, "There's this great intention to lift people out of poverty more and give them support, and all that's wonderful, but the way people have to access it doesn't really fit with how most really low income people are interacting with the government. So in other words, people that are most vulnerable and are the absolute poorest in this country are unable to access some of these benefits and funding." In fact, interviews in New York City with some homeless people over the last couple of weeks found that some thought mistakenly that they were ineligible for the stimulus. Others said that bureaucratic hurdles complicated by limited phone or internet access were insurmountable. According to Josiah Haken, he's the chief program officer for New York City Relief, a nonprofit that helps connect homeless people to resources. He had said, quote, "It's like a scavenger hunt." James Keys, 50 years old, sitting outside a Starbucks in Atlantic Terminal in Brooklyn one recent evening, did not think he qualified, saying, quote, "I don't even have a phone. I don't have any identification at all." And the most poor people in America are most likely to pump the stimulus money right back into devastated local economies rather than sock it away in the bank or play the stock market. According to Richard Rodriguez, 43 years old, waiting for lunch outside the Bowery Mission last month, quote, "I'd find a permanent place to stay, some food, clothing, a nice shower, a nice bed. I haven't had a nice bed for a year." Mr. Rodriguez said he made several attempts to file taxes, a necessary step for those not yet in the system, but had ultimately given up, saying, "I went to H&R Block and I told them I was homeless. They said they couldn't help me. So the goal for this video is, while you may have not received your stimulus check yet, or maybe received it right away, right after President Biden signed the American Rescue Plan into law, the goal of this video was to hopefully enlighten you, make you more grateful, make you more appreciative for the things that you do have, and you should always be deploying this gratitude, whether it's a pandemic or not. The majority of people faced some sort of struggle one way or another, whether it was very slight or drastic during this pandemic, and it is not over yet by any means, and more people are even calling for more stimulus. But the idea is to be thankful for what you do have. What problems did you face? Did you face something similar in trying to receive your stimulus check? I am curious to hear. We've certainly had a handful of people comment in the comment section that they are homeless or about to be homeless, facing eviction. So I want to know what concerns or what issues that you did have trying to get your stimulus check because of something on your end that you couldn't control. I'm curious to hear. So this was a different kind of stimulus video, but I'll be sure to update you guys every step of the way. More updates, developments, and news is to come. This is your one-stop shop for everything in regards to stimulus. If you did enjoy this video, be sure that you give it a big thumbs up, smash a like button. Also make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Click that big red button as well as the notification bell as well. And if you'd like to get some free stocks all on me, use my links down below in the description. When you sign with Robinhood and or Webull, you'll get some free stocks, some valued up to thousands of dollars in some cases. So make sure you do use my links down below. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.